Okay, Isanapura has finished its buildings. You're going to go into food production. Your stability is dropping like a rock, but it's still not dangerous. Oh, except for the fact that I wanted to grab this and build the barre right there. In fact, yes, perfect. So that's going to take 2 turns. This is going to drop you into danger zone. Getting a little bit of extra from the scientist will help. But I think I need you to build a garrison somewhere. Maybe down here, just to keep an eye out. Seems like a good plan to me. So build the barre, build the garrison. That's going to make you safe again. All good. Babylon's building the last ship. You can apparently build another harbour over here. Ooh, that would actually be quite useful. Yeah, build it right there. And all the ships are sailing. And bear in mind that any milestones that we actually tick past, like that building goes up, does actually count to the next era. So we're not wasting anything in terms of this. We may even reach the influence star. More science, don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. Curiosity's gained.
This proposition
I will
should be in
accept the science agreement. It's like a lost world in here. Good places for the zoo. Although you can only build one temple district. Whatever they're called. Confucian school. Yasudapura finished. Man, you can get so many districts, you just don't care. Which I am all for, because this is just increasing your population more and more. This is the last tech, isn't it? Yes, it is. So don't put you on science, put you on production. In fact, put you on money. Speaking of money, we were going to start dropping some market quarters here, weren't we? Yeah, we were. Huzzah! Big Chief, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Welcome to the welcome back to the Maudlings. Very much appreciate the ongoing 2-month support. Thank you. Guilds researched associations of artisans or merchants ensuring quality of trades, but can also lead to secretive alliances. So we can now buy stuff from others, and there is indeed a -10 pollution over 2 turns from forest planting. Confirmed. Commodity market, +2 money for traders. And then the saboteur cannot be seen except by adjacent. And that's it. We are now done with the Middle Ages. Now, one thing which I haven't really taken into account, which is probably going to bite me in the arse, is the fact that these guys might also tech up. What's your opinion on the game till now? I really like it. I really, really like this game. I think it's absolutely excellent. Recently, travelling across an antique desert land in the hinterland of your empire, you come across a curious sight. 2 vast, trunkless legs of stone, beside which lies a shattered visage, and on the pedestal these words, "Look on my works and despair." So we can preach and gain bountiful. And be patriotic, which gains us cheaper unit production and more homogeneous, more homeland rather. Or we get cheaper religious districts, which I really don't care about. I think I'm going to write about stuff and make us a bit more better on homeland. Yeah. They didn't... destroy anything. They just left. It's gone. All I needed was 6 more kills. Are they dead? Yep. Gone. Right, well, scout. Actually, I don't even need the scout down here. I can just build another city with these guys. Well, that's very annoying. I just stayed as this nation for 0 reason. We got purple trying to forward settle me there. Well, it saved this location at least, but I think, considering I was 3 turns away from attacking them, that's really annoying. Ah! Meanwhile, thank you very much for the 42-month resubscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support. 2 more months. 2 more. No, I can't maths. 6 more months. 6 more. And then you get 4 years. Halfway there. Alright, well, I guess we'll go up in era. So Poland, Mughals and Haudenosaunee are gone. Venice, Japan, Spain, the Ottomans, Ming, Chosen, and Dutch are still available. Now, how is our nation? Industrially, we are sound. Stability, we really need some help on. Financially, we could do some help on. In fact, if we go financial, then we can buy in all of the luxuries that we need. And then that will build up our stability. Japan doesn't do stability, Japan does influence. I mean, influence is the other thing that we do need, because we are being very badly influenced by others. So, Venice. Venice is +1 money per number of trade routes on city or outpost. Money for naval trade routes on city or outpost. +4 influence, +1 money. +1 influence for adjacent market quarters. +1 money on monies. +1 money on tiles already producing money. And gives access to the Galleass, which is a inner sea mastodonte. Which, if that works like the Ironclad, makes this thing a whopping 50 combat. Although it requires saltpeter, which we may not have access to. Edo-Japanese, +1 influence per population, +2 influence, +3 faith, +5 influence for adjacent mountains. We do have quite a lot of mountains. Spain, +3 combat strength on units starting their turn in non-allied territory, +1 faith for population, +3 faith for adjacent districts. We're not doing faith at all. Ottomans, -50% on heavy weapon industry cost. For the rest of the game, that means that artillery for us is going to be super cheap. +3 combat strength on heavy weapons, so our artillery is going to be cheap and good. Faith on... Sorry, +1 faith per district, +3 influence, +3 influence per adjacent district. So the Sultan Kami would be pretty good for getting the influence issues dealt with. And Janissaries are actually relatively cheap. 1 iron, 1 saltpeter. That's manageable. Ming, cheaper, cost of influencing... Oh, sorry, cheaper cost of civics. Grand Tea House does give stability. Although, garrisons give 15. Tea House gives only 10. +1 influence per district, +2 influence per adjacent district. I'm not that impressed by the Grand Secretariat, though. Chosen, +3 science on tiles producing science. We are behind in tech. +2 influence from the CO1, +2 science, +3 science per adjacent research quarter. We don't have that many research quarters, but we could certainly start building them. We are industrial. +1 science per researcher. That would go really well with our Babylonian bonus, too. And they go Buxion. Increased movement speed in battle and bonus combat strength against adjacent targets. Good at ramming. Good at close range. Requires copper and saltpeter. Or we can play as the Dutch. +1 money per population on all cities. We have a fairly high population. +1 money, +20 money per adjacent harbour. We've actually put garrisons next to a lot of our harbours. +2 money per trader, +1 trader slot. And they can also get the float, which has increased movement speed in own territory. And is a transport. So the Dutch, maybe we would have to replace a lot of the garrisons with VOC warehouses, which isn't the end of the world. We have a lot of production. Chosen would be very good for science. Although we would need to invest pretty heavily in research quarters, but that's not a bad thing. Ming, I don't think Ming's really good. Ottomans are really freaking tempting. Extra influence from the Sultan Khamis. The Faith I couldn't care less about. The Janissaries are good and cheap. And that Supremacy of Fire is really strong. I hadn't really clocked that this was until the end of the game. But that's until the end of the game. Question. Mortars. Indirect shatter. Can attack without line of sight. So mortars ignore line of sight. Cannons, unfortunately, don't. So I actually kind of feel like howitzers are a bit of a decrease instead of an increase in power. But then that gets really turned around once we hit the industrial era with the siege artillery, which can bombard. And that's when the Ottoman ability is really going to shine. Requires oil, though. And we're still playing the version of the game where oil is a little bit rare. So not guaranteed to get it, is basically what I'm saying. Although we could probably buy it. And we are playing a bigger map, so the bigger maps do tend to have more strategic resources. The Ottomans can spread out into the New World. That is true. They are expansionist. And there is a lot of space for us to grab here right now. Expansionist would be pretty decent. Okay, well, you know what's going to start happening. We are going to put together a poll. Manage poll, new poll. Which... So we've got the Dutch, in case we want to go finance. We're going to have Chosen. In case we want the science, we're going to ignore Ming. We've got the Ottomans, in case we want influence and big guns. Venice. I feel like the Dutch do money better than Venice, because we're not actually trading that heavily. Although Venice would encourage us to actually trade with others. It would also encourage us to build market quarters. I'll put you on the list. I think that the Dutch and Venice are lower priorities, although we do need money. So maybe not quite as low. You know, all four of these are entirely relevant. I wouldn't have put them on the list if they weren't. So Japan, I just don't rate Edo Japan at all. Influence in this stage of the game isn't usually... Actually... We're going to need influence to colonize. Do the Ottomans get influence? Yeah, they do. They get it from the Sultan Kami. See, everything that Japan can do, the Ottomans just do better. And Ming have a bit too much bearing on influence. I kind of think that the Grand Secretariat should be like stability buffs. +5 stability per Commons Quarter or something. Which Grand Tea House counts as. Okay, so here we go. Dutch, Chosen, Ottomans, or Venice. Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. What do you think we should do? First completed game, huge map and 0 oil. That hurt. Oof. Yeah. What do the Spanish do? They get a bonus when abroad, and they're also very faith related. We're not doing anything with faith. That +3 combat strength on units starting their turn outside of allied territory is pretty decent, though. They're good on the attack. So if we wanted to kill Quill, Spain would probably do it. But then again, so would the Ottomans, because artillery! If we were a faith nation, then Spain would be a good choice. But we ain't. So they aren't. Time for a bit of a stretch. Beres, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. What is faith even for? Is it just your religion strength? Yep. If you have more faith in a city than people around the city, then you'll start converting people to your religion. My religion's not even my religion. We've already maxed out the bonuses, so faith does absolutely nothing. It used to be that there was like per follower bonuses for faiths, but they removed those because it was too easy to spread faith. I wouldn't be that surprised if faith gets a rework. Same with influence. Made sure everyone got at least 5 votes because I'm weird like that. Fair enough. So I see that the Chosen and Venice were basically chosen by Faceless. Okay, so the vote is in, and Commander Faceless contributed 8,000 channel points. Thank you very much for that. Venice and Chosen came last with 11% of the vote each. Then the Dutch, doubling that with 22%, meaning that the Ottomans were pretty much the unrestrained victor there with 56%. So we're going to be playing as the Ottomans, which is good because we never actually played them before. This is going to be a new first. Awesome. And I am also going to update my stream title to say that we are playing as the Ottomans. Babylon to Rome, to the Khmer, to the Ottomans. And now, what do I want to do with the scoots? Because the regular armies could go and grab some new territory. In fact, we should definitely do that next turn. Let's sell you back here. Oh yeah, we definitely want to spread that way, so you may as well just come down this way. Let's do this.
Geography, cartography, algebra, optics, astronomy. It's a time of discovery and exploration. But discoveries are not made solely by traders and adventurers. Those who explore with ships and caravans would go in circles without those who explore with pens and parchment. The world wonders if anybody could do as well as Suleiman. They didn't call him the Great in flattery.
They didn't call him the Great. He was magnificent. Durchimp, hello. As the Ottomans, you reach the early modern era. We are indeed expansionist, which I find very often to be the most difficult to get milestones in. However, we can now science, and I'm going to science for gunpowder so that we can get janissaries. Siege mastery, bonus combat strength when participating in assault or a sortie. Then I think we're going to get 3 masted ships so that we can get the caravels, then centralized power for the halberdiers, which I think, yeah, will be a legit upgrade for the... Oh, swordsman. Praetorians might not actually upgrade into halberdiers. Yes, they do. Swordsmen do upgrade into halberdiers. Okay, so we've got 4 cogs now, which are going to be healing up. And we need to decide where we want to build our city. Actually, building it right here is not necessarily a bad idea. Because we'll get the 2 science exploited straight away. There's Salpeter there. This is a really valuable area. We have one available city, but I wouldn't be that surprised if we get more cities now, because I believe early modern's when they really start to appear bigly. Danakil is right here, so we could put the city centre there. Science, science, production. No food though. Unfortunately, we can't build barrays anymore. Why are the views for this game so low when it just released in the best-selling game at the moment on Steam? I would imagine because everyone's playing it. And viewership has not been low. Like, the first couple of days after it released, it was really, really good. Also, you got to bear in mind that there was a lot of open dev, so people have seen it. Let's have a look. How many people are watching Humankind at the moment? Because a lot of my friends are streaming it. It's not exactly unpopular. 4.6 thousand? It's not that bad. Considering there are no sponsored streams or anything like that going on. I mean, the thing with Humankind is it's more niche. It's not like... Totally forgotten what that really popular game is called. Fortnite. Or League of Legends. Yeah, see, Avac's doing it, Potato McWhiskey's doing it, I'm doing it, Fiora's on it. Loads of the people that I know. I don't think 4.6 thousand's unreasonable at all. I mean, the games that I usually cover, like European Universalis, let's see how many like Hearts of Iron and EU4 have. So EU4 currently has, it's a bit of an unfair comparison seeing as this has been out for 8 years, 103. And Hearts of Iron, which is usually more popular, 122. So yeah, for a strategy game, it's doing fine. Bo is not streaming, so Hearts of Iron's not that high. I mean, Bo's not the only one that does Hearts of Iron. Bo's streaming has many thousands. 2 at max. Tommy's actually one that brings in more people. Just like Flurry Worry when he does EU4. Very rarely has less than 2,000.
I think we can undertake a common venture.
Yes, I can agree to this. Right, we never did decide where we were going to build our city. Let's do this based on luxury. So there's 2 there, there's 2 here, 2 there, 2 there. We're getting very close to orange, but I kind of want to forward settle orange if I can. And there's a bit of a choke point, is this area. This also has saltpeter. That has iron and copper. Okay, that does change things a little. So I'm kind of back to putting the city right here. 14 production means the outpost will be built very, very quickly. And I can even split this army in half to get half going this way, half going that way. And then you lot can return to Rome. And you lot just upgrade into swordsman, yeah. So let's have you come in here. This is also going to give Danakil, which is more money and more stability and more influence. All of which we need. Then your food is... I don't really want to settle there. Where is your food going to come from? We want this one regardless. This is going to be mostly production. This is going to be mostly production. This is mostly production. So actually food supply does come from here. And they do have 2 luxuries. You know what? This is not as bad as I initially thought. And in fact, if we put the city right there, I like that spot. I like that spot a lot. Yeah, okay. And then I think the 3rd piece is going to go in here. And we're going to be very heavily reliant on you for the food production for this place. Say there. Okay. Good stuff. Need a wonder. I strongly suspect they've all been taken. There's only Top Cappy, which is more production on shared projects, which I haven't done any of, so not really necessary. We're playing at a higher difficulty now, and the AI is just going to steal them all. I think I'm just going to leave you guys on this city for the time being. That's already been established. That was nice and quick. Actually, you know what? Go and stand where I want it, but don't establish it yet, because we're about to make it cheaper. City centre. Here or here? I think here, because this is going to be more cliffs for high ground. Controls access via the south. This controls access via the north. I think you may even want to take control of this as a 4th territory. Excuse me. Even on the 2nd easiest, yeah, I still wanders and races ahead at lightning speed. I haven't had that much experience of the AI stealing everything at that level. Studio did a great job with the music in this game. They really did. The music in this has been fantastic. Thebes has a ton of districts. Are you surprised? It's Egypt. Hang on. Khmer's industrial, isn't it? Yeah. So why were my districts costing stability? Because builders' districts don't cost stability. Unless that's only Egypt, which I doubt. Yeah, gains 10 stability when completing a district construction. Oh, it's only 10? Okay, so it basically gives you 2 turns leeway to sort out your stability issues later on. Alright, yeah, I thought that having that as a permanent bonus would be a little bit much. Man, there's only 100 turns left of this game. This one's just breezed by.